We've all done it 1,000 times, right? You walk up to your computer, you press that little power button. But have you ever really stopped to think about what's happening behind that dark screen? It's an incredible high-speed ballet, and today we're going to pull back the curtain.
I mean, on the surface, it feels almost like magic. 1 second, your computer is just a silent box of metal and plastic. The next, boom, it's a fully functional portal to, well, everything. But that simple transformation, it's anything but simple.
And that's really the perfect way to picture it, a relay race. It is a super tightly organized chain of events where every single stage has to flawlessly hand off to the next. If just one runner in this race stumbles, the whole process just stops and you never even get to your desktop.
So, where does this incredible race even begin? Well, let's go right to the starting line, that exact moment you press the button and the very first spark of electricity enters the system.
You know, that button you press? It doesn't actually start any software. Its first job is purely electrical. Think of it like a starting pestle. It just sends a signal to the power supply, which then delivers a clean, stable voltage to all the components. Only once the system has that safe, reliable power is the central processing unit, the CPU, the brain, released from its reset state. So now it's awake, but it's totally clueless. It has no idea what to do next.
Okay, so the brain is awake and it's just waiting for orders. This is where the construction site foreman of the computer steps in. We call it the firmware.
Now, this isn't software you install from the internet. It is permanently built right into the motherboard. You've probably heard of it as the BIOS, or on more modern computers, UEFI. But whatever you call it, its job is singular and absolutely critical, to be the manager that wakes up all the other hardware, methodically, one by one, in the right order.
And it does this with a very specific checklist. First, it gets the processor ready for action. Then, it prepares all the pathways to the computer's short-term memory. That's the RAM. After that, it does a quick roll call, making sure all the essential hardware, the CPU, the RAM, the storage, is present and accounted for. And finally, its last and most important job is to find the next runner in our relay race.
But before that next runner can even start, they need a track to run on. For your computer, that workspace is its RAM. And get this, it has to be built from scratch every single time you turn it on.
And these next steps, they are completely non-negotiable. First, the firmware has to configure the RAM, setting its timing and voltage so it can actually be used. Then, it runs a crucial check called the power on self-test, or POST, to make sure the CPU and RAM are stable and ready to go. If anything fails here, the race stops dead. The system literally decides it's just not safe to continue.
Okay, so the hardware's been checked, the workspace is ready. Our foreman, the firmware, now has one last critical job to do. Find that next runner in the relay race.
So it goes on a hunt. It scans every single storage device connected to your machine. Your SSD, your hard drives, any USB sticks you have plugged in. It's looking for a special marker, a sign that says, hey, the operating system lives here. This right here is the most important handoff in the entire sequence.
And this is where the handoff happens. See, the firmware is a specialist. Its job is just to wake up the hardware, not run complex software. So it doesn't even try to run the operating system itself. Instead, it passes the baton to another specialized little program.
Meet the bootloader. You can think of it as a bridge, or maybe a ferryman. Its one and only purpose is to carry the system across the river from the simple, hardware-focused world of the firmware to the complex, powerful world of the operating system.
So let's visualize that baton pass. The firmware finds the bootloader. The bootloader's only job is to find the very heart of the operating system. It's called the kernel, and load that into the RAM workspace we just set up. The second that kernel is loaded, it takes complete control. The firmware's job is officially done. The race has a new leader.
So now the new boss, the kernel, is in charge, and it's managing everything, but it can't do it alone. It immediately starts loading up its team. First, the drivers, which are like translators that let it speak to your graphics card, your keyboard, and your mouse. At the same time, it's starting all the services. This is the background crew that handles networking, security, all that essential stuff. And you have to remember, all of this is happening before you see a single thing on your screen.
We are on the final lap. The system is fully alive under the hood. The core team is assembled and working hard. But for you and me, it's still just a black screen. It's time for the grand finale.
That's right. The desktop, the icons, the taskbar, that is the very last thing to load. It's the pretty visible layer, the big finish, and it's built on top of all that complex and visible work that just took place. When you finally see your wallpaper, it's a sign that the entire underlying system has been successfully built. The race is won. So let's just take a quick look back at our entire relay race. It's not one single event, it's a perfectly choreographed sequence. The power wakes the hardware, the firmware foreman checks everything and finds the OS, the bootloader bridge carries the OS kernel into memory. The kernel and its team of drivers and services take control, and only then, at the very end of the race, does your user interface finally load.
And that just captures it perfectly, doesn't it? It isn't just flipping a switch. It is a precise, structured, layered transformation from an inert box of parts to a living, breathing system. So the next time you power on your computer and you watch that logo appear, just take a second to appreciate the incredible relay race you just kicked off.